the hood champion boxing and sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So Tyson Fury just viciously knocked out Dillian White. When I say viciously, I mean viciously. I mean, that uppercut came out of nowhere in the 6th round. And of course, at the end of the fight, now the commentators want to ask questions about Tyson Fury. He talked about, retiring after this fight. There was a lot of interviews with his wife and what she would like Tyson Fury to do. So what we can conclude based on what Tyson Fury said, right? Words matter, people. So Tyson Fury said he was supposed to retire after the 3rd Deontay Wilder fight. But he returned home to England, the UK. He felt he owed the UK for him to have one fight at home. And this was the Dillian White fight that just transpired. And now that the fight's over, he says he feels that, this is going to be the last fight. He wants to be a man of his word. And this may, key word, right? This may be the last time you see me in the ring. He said may. And listen to me, man. I get it. He's going to take some time off. He's going to go and relax. But what's going to happen, right? He may be quiet for 3-4 months. As soon as AJ and Usyk fight, if AJ wins, he's going to fight AJ. And then he'll be the undisputed heavyweight champion. Because remember, the first time he wasn't undisputed. He kept talking about how he never had the WBC belt. Now he has it. Now beating Wilder, he got the WBC belt. See? So I can't see him. That's just, the fight is too tempting. It's too juicy of a fight. It's too attractive of a fight. And that fight in particular, I think he would want to do it. This is where you're going to have a problem. If Tyson Fury decides for some reason to fight one last time, if AJ wins against AJ, this is where you're going to have a problem, right? It's not even going to be the purse split that's going to be a problem. The problem is going to be Eddie Hearn's going to try to take that damn fight to Saudi Arabia. And Tyson Fury doesn't have to do that. He's going to want that fight in the UK. But Eddie Hearn, see, and this is the problem. I get it. Eddie Hearn's a businessman. It's all about money. But not everybody is so focused on that. You know what I mean? Money's not everything. It matters. It creates a lot of convenience. And I don't care what anyone says. Money can make you happy. Those of you out there saying, whatever, money doesn't make me happy. Have somebody put $10,000, $100,000, $1 million in your bank account right now. Tell me you won't be grinning ear to ear. So let's stop saying that money doesn't bring happiness. Yes, money does. Okay, but that's not all that matters. But don't talk like that. That's crap. All right. But going to Saudi Arabia so that AJ and Fury both can make $100 million, that's very attractive. But for Tyson Fury, that's not his motivation. This man gives a lot back to people, a lot back to charities. Tyson Fury can go out, I can see Tyson Fury go out and make it $100 million and give it all away. So you got to come with something else to really entice him, to make him want to fight. And I think if they were able to fight in the UK, his last fight, and actually and this would be a no-kidding fight for the undisputed distinction, I think he would definitely jump at that. And I think his wife would as well, because she even said in an interview that he would be tempted to fight if AJ won. He would be. And I think that she would support him. I mean, they have 6 kids. He's not getting any younger. He might as well go ahead and get it done. And maybe they got to fight here around the holiday time, because AJ and Usyk fight a couple months. Then by the end of the year. And what a way to close out his 2022. What a way to close it out. I think that would be amazing. But once Tyson Fury disappears from the scene, if Wilder doesn't come back, I mean, I don't know. You got Joseph Parker floating around. You got the big guy from China. You got a couple other heavyweights, Dillian White. It really isn't much out there, man. Like as far as the really big names that we all know and love and look forward to fighting, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder drop out of that mix. The heavyweight division, still interesting, but a bit more mundane without those two. You got a super power puncher in Wilder, a super boxer, now a power puncher in Fury, and it's just amazing to see what Fury did here tonight. Absolutely amazing. But I'm curious to see what happens with AJ and Usyk. So all eyes are on AJ and Usyk. That's where the focus shifts now, to see if AJ can, redeem himself. And then after that, it's going to be a matter of, okay, what's AJ going to do? Is Fury going to give him another shot? But by then, who knows? Fury may just give the belt up and say, I'm done. Now the WBO belt is out there floating around. You're going to have two people fight for it. And what a storyline that would be if Wilder comes back, fights, wins the WBC belt, and we finally get him and AJ. But it still doesn't have the same, same kind of, spin on it. Not many people still really want that fight. But I think it still generates enough interest for them to make big money. But I think Deontay Wilder would go with AJ to Saudi Arabia for $50 million to $100 million payday. I think he would do it, but I don't think Tyson Fury would. But anyway, it's my 2 cents. Tyson Fury saying it's over, but he said it's maybe the last time, and the key word, may. But Fury just looked amazing, man, and White looked like, he had a pretty good game plan, and I just think when he got in there with Tyson Fury, man, 6'9", and that 7-inch reach advantage, it made a difference. It's not even with his offense, it's just grabbing and holding, and then eventually he started to let his hands go and catch White, who's coming in, slowing down a bit, and that's exactly like, myself and a lot of others predicted. It's just what he did, man. But I didn't think it would end with an uppercut. I just did not think the lead uppercut is what would be the shot to get White out of there. That uppercut came out of nowhere, and White fell in slow motion. Unfortunately, he didn't give an interview. He's a bit embarrassed, but Dillian White has nothing to be ashamed of. He came in there and he tried to fight. Just Tyson Fury's on another level. No matter what a person may think about Tyson Fury's on another level. He deserves to be commended, lauded. He deserves all the praise that he's receiving right now. The man just did some amazing things and has proven to be an amazing human being. Talking about where he was years ago to where he is now. He's an excellent role model, and I hope he continues to do great things if he chooses to retire. But that being said, probably about 50 more videos to come. There's so much that happened in that fight. Sugar Hill with his shirt off. Don't know what the hell's up with that. And actually, what Sugar Hill, as far as his footprint in boxing, just what's his story now? Look at what he came and did with Tyson Fury. He turned him into a totally different fighter. And he deserves a lot of credit for this victory and the Wilder victories. He actually made him into a puncher. And I think Fury already had the fire, but he taught him how to sit on his punches, get the right leverage, and just how to throw those shots. Because I just didn't, the way he was fighting those first 5 rounds, I didn't expect Fury to knock White out. I felt that White was going to eventually touch him with that left hook because he was just barely missing him. And then out of nowhere, boom, that big right uppercut, man. So I'm going to do another video on this guy, man, Sugar Hill, because he has a lot to do with this, I would say, the Fury legacy, because I don't care what anyone says. Tyson Fury and his story, this is the 2nd chapter of his story, man, his career. And Deontay Wilder has a lot to do with it. Sugar Hill has a lot to do with it. And Tyson Fury has everything to do with it. That being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to all the veterans. Thank you for your support. Keep safe, and I'm in the breeze.